think we are.
Okay, and we are live. We're live. We're live. Hello, everyone. We finally made it. We're here with Kofi. Kofi, say hello to the She Moves Women. We've been highly anticipating.
Hey, how's it going?
This has been highly anticipated. If everyone could just give Kofi a big She Moves welcome, that would be great. We're here talking about self-love and confidence within dating and relationships. So Kofi, I see some comments, like, so people are like, yes, we're live.
Finally, yeah, it's going down. Hey guys, how you doing?
So just a little
first of all,
yeah, go ahead.
No, you go. You set it up.
All right.
Let the bashing begin. Go for it.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is, Kofi, I'm just gonna introduce you to them, right? I know a few of you guys have seen the things that I've shared. I've shared a few of your videos, Kofi, on my personal page. But for those of you who haven't, and I know a lot of you have kind of just been seeing the flyers going around. But Kofi is an author. He's a speaker. He's a teacher. He's a coach and a mentor. He focused primarily on identity, worth, value, and love in relationships. His first published offering, Notes to My Sister, Let Him Serve You. It's quickly gaining increasingly in popularity, which has led Kofi to becoming a highly sought after speaker and guest on TV as well as radio. Kofi calls himself a professional reminder. Kofi's calling is to remind people daily of the value they bring to the world, and to help them in a way that honors their value within their relationships. So Kofi, I'm so excited that we finally got you on. I am super excited to have you here. I'm glad you were able to make it on.
Same here, and I'm so sorry to keep you guys waiting. I had a bit of a delay getting online. I was at a men's gathering earlier today, and the guys need help too. So I was called in to talk to them, to encourage, to advise where possible. And all in all, it was a great opportunity. It was a great meeting, and but unfortunately, it overran. And yeah, so I hate to keep ladies waiting. That's not how I was raised. So please forgive me. I'll try and make it up to you.
Yeah, Kofi, I forgive you. I forgive you. I do. I was trying to, I'm telling you, people were messaging, commenting, and I'm trying to tell everyone, but he really is a good guy. I promise you. I said, I promise you, he's good. We're going to be good. He offers great value. And I was just, hoping that people would come along with it. So I'm glad we're here. And now we're going to roll into this. We are discussing from a man's perspective. And I think that's why we're so excited about this, right? As a women's group, we are excited to hear from a man's point of view, talking about self-love and confidence, from your perspective.
Yeah. Well, where would you like to start?
What I'd like to say. So let's start here. You say, in your videos or maybe one of your writings, you wrote, no one will ever value what you do value. Right? Like no one's ever going to value yourself. Your partner is not going to value you. Like, any relationship that you have, it's like you have to get to go first. I'm trying to get rid of an echo.
Yeah, there is a bit of an echo. Yeah, I'm picking that up too.
I think. Did we? No. There's still an echo.
Yeah, I'm here. All right, great. I think that should do it. On my end, at least. Is that better?
Yeah, I think it's me.
Is it?
I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I have a on something else. No. I don't know. Does anyone you guys can hear the echo? Because if you guys can hear it, then I'm fine. Right? I think we can go through it as long as they can hear it. But there's an echo from Shatama. It is me. I don't know. Let me try.
All right. If let's keep at it. If it gets worse, perhaps we could type out some of the questions. I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. So going back on target, we were talking about valuing yourself. What does that look like in a relationship with someone else?
All right. So valuing yourself is all right. So I always like to link it back to God, and it's a case of understanding who God is firstly, and why God would take the time to create a human being, and then take the time to create a woman, and pour himself into this being called man or woman. And once you have that understanding, that lets you know that you must mean something. You must have some kind of value, for God to pour himself into a vessel that walks around on this planet, for a certain number of years, interacting with other people. There's a certain amount of value that you bring to this world. And when you understand that, that means you can hold your head up with confidence now, because you're not some mistake, you're not some aberration, you're not some afterthought. You were thought out, you were considered, you were fearfully and wonderfully made. That's a powerful statement. So when you come to the table, when you come into a relationship, when you come into a marriage, you need to understand that you're coming in as something or someone that God breathed into the vessel that's containing you. And you are complete. You are. I like how some people say that you are basically a unique expression of him in that form. And if that's the case, that uniqueness makes you invaluable. You're already complete. You're like a complete expression as you are. You don't need anyone else to complete you. So when you join up with someone else, it's that person's uniqueness and your uniqueness now coming together to see how you can interact, partner, and help each other grow more in your uniqueness and in value.
Right. So I know some people say, I'm looking for my other half.
Yeah.
Right. Or I'm looking for that person to complete me. Right. Or once I get this relationship, then I can start living my life. Then my life starts. Then I can start accomplishing things. What's the what you said? Almost saying that you need to be a complete person before you enter into a relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The echo. I'm sorry. The echo is really getting to me. Someone said, God, I'm complete. Yes. That's so true. It's so true. So basically, the reason why I picked this topic is because I think that people kind of skip the self part, right?
Yeah.
They kind of go right into the I want to be in a relationship, I want to be with someone, and then when it fails, or when they're not necessarily treated properly in a relationship,
Yeah.
how does that look? So what does it mean? So say I want to be I'm excited. Jump into a relationship, but I'm not confident myself yet. What then happens to me when I get into that relationship? How is that to another man? Like, what does that look like?
Well, depending on the kind of man you're dealing with, it can mean a number of things. If you're dealing with a predator, for example, he sees you as prey. So he's like, this is an easy target. She obviously has no idea who she is. She has no idea of her value. She has no estimation of her worth. And I can pretty much get away with anything here because she's so happy to have someone like me in her life without even understanding what someone like me is or brings to the table, and she's willing to settle. Okay, great. Let me help her settle. That's how kind of guy's going to look at it. And then you get guys who, a good guy, for example, who will look at you and think, you're not ready for this. I could try to love you, and a lot of them do, and find out that you're not ready for it. You hold them down. Maybe you're insecure, so you cause him to become insecure too. You cause him to lose confidence because you're constantly questioning him. It becomes a really draining exercise for him. So he may perceive you in that way. Then you get other guys who may have been through something similar before and already know that no, I can't repeat this, with you again. So depending on the kind of guy that you're dealing with, he's going to pick up different cues. Now, when you're complete, when you're whole, when you are happy within yourself and happy with yourself, and you meet, let's say, a confident man, a good man, he's going to look at that and he's going to be, only too happy to get to know you more because he doesn't need to complete you. You are enough for yourself, and you're definitely enough for him. Just to give you a little example, I talk about how women talk themselves out of relationships in the sense that you meet a guy who thinks you're perfect just as you are. He doesn't think you're perfect,
right,
but you're perfect for him. And you start saying all these little things like, no, I'm not. I'm not that smart. I'm not that educated. I'm a little too big. I'm a little too skinny. I'm too dark. I'm too light. You start telling him these things, and he starts believing you because words have power. And because you are so close to him, and because he values what you have to say so much, you are speaking into his life, and you're basically speaking against yourself. So you're really not doing yourself any favors. So why not build yourself up first and look at yourself as someone of value so that when you meet him and he pays you a compliment, you can say, actually, that is true. It's not conceited. It's not you being arrogant. It's you being confident. You know your worth.
Right. Kofi, that's so interesting. I never looked at it from that perspective before. Definitely we're talking about affirmation, right? We're talking about affirmation, speaking, how we talk to ourselves. I think the clear part of that in relationships is we'll say, I think women will say, they do say, I look fat in that. They're saying it because they want the man to then tell them, no, you don't. Right?
Yeah.
So you say I'm a girl. But you're saying that you want the man to say, no, you're not. So it's interesting how you brought that perspective to it because in our head, we're not looking at it like, if we say this, you're going to believe it. We're looking at it like, if I say this, he loves me, so that's going to make me feel good. That was
Why not just phrase it in a question then? Like, baby, like, do you think I'm smart? And let him answer that. That would give you more value. But then to just, down yourself. Right. And remember, you're the woman he loves. So when you disrespect the woman he loves, now he's conflicted. Okay, the woman I love just disrespected the woman I love. How do I deal with it?
That's an interesting topic. You were talking about something before. You were saying, so when you were talking about how a man perceives a woman with low self-esteem, or like when you're dating, right? There's a lot of women that'll say, for me, I know there's a lot of women, including myself included, it kind of seems like we attract predators. It's like, why? How do I keep ending up with people? And then it turns into, all men are like this, like all men are bad, right? Like all men are dogs. When really, maybe, and I'm not saying that to like kudos to the men. But what I want to say is how important it is to love yourself first. Because if you love yourself, the possibility of you attracting someone else loves you is much greater.
Yes.
Kofi, is it hard to hear me?
No, I hear you.
So that was actually an interesting perspective. Kofi, and one of your videos, it was all I remember you saying is don't let him take you with him, right? Like you were talking about breakup.
Yes.
And so I think that here when we're talking about person first, right? Because if you don't attached to another person, if that person leaves, you have decided to go. Well, I want you to kind of you said something about the impression that like the woman looks a little unhinged, right? Because you're letting him take a piece of him.
Yeah. Well, so may I reference scripture? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So in scripture, it says that when we lay with each other, we become one flesh. Now, and that's where the whole soul tie thing comes in, like the whole soul tie conversation, because the soul is considered the body, the mind, the will, the emotions. So now you have taken your body, your mind, your wills, and your emotions, and you've attached them to another person. Now, your spirit, on the other hand, is something completely different. And what you should be doing is filling your spirit up so that it can, subdue the soul or the body. But most of us tend to let the body suppress the spirit. Now, as women, there's a very clear instruction: do not awaken love before it's time. And what most women do is they meet a guy and they let the soul talk for them. And then they let the soul do all the work as opposed to the spirit. So the spirit is saying, listen, let's get to know this guy a little bit better. Let's get to find out if he's a faithful guy, if he's a respectful guy, if he's a credible person, if he's a quality candidate for my love. But for most women, it's a case of, oh, I fell in love, when it's actually lust. The body's doing all the directing. Now, once that happens, when this person, when you lay with this person and then they leave you, the body wants to follow. That's why your emotions, are all messed up. Your mind constantly dwells on this person. You have no willpower when he comes around you. You just on some like, oh, I couldn't help myself. We have so much chemistry. But the reality is your body is just, you're one flesh. You're tied to this person. So, the key is to build yourself up spiritually. And a lot of that has to do with identity. A lot of that has to do with getting to know just how powerful you really are, getting to know that you can actually live a great life as an individual while you're waiting for someone quality to come into your life. We've been sold this whole thing of boyfriend and girlfriend and romantic liaisons and all that kind of stuff. And what that does is it puts us in situations that we're actually not built for. And that's why so many of us are going through it right now, because our bodies get us into these emotional situations that they actually weren't built for. And the spirit wants to preserve you and keep you in a safe place. But once the body's used to, for example, just dating willy-nilly,
right,
entertaining any guy who gives you attention and who calls you cute and who compliments you like in a dress, or he gives you 5 minutes of his time, then the body gets hooked on that. But the spirit knows what you need, and the spirit's like, no, but I need somebody who's going to be here for the long haul. Now, if you just want the chemical spikes from him telling you the right things and touching you the right way and all that kind of stuff, you'll get that, but you're not going to get the love you're looking for. And the love that you're looking for is a conscious choice from him.
Okay, someone has a good question. they ask, well, how do we get untied? And I actually have, and actually, before you answer, I want to know, is tie only women experience that? Like,
no.
That we have sex and we're like, like, does that happen?
No.
Does that happen? And then if we are like that right now, say we're listening and we're like, that sounds like exactly what I got myself. How do I get out of it?
Okay. Well, first of all, as far as do women go through that alone? No, guys go through it too. I mean, we just handle it differently. So for most guys, the way we deal with that, very stupidly, I might add, is we find another woman to tie ourselves to, and before we realize it, we have a whole litany of women, yes, that we had no business being with because we didn't want to deal with our issues and we didn't want to learn the right way of relating with women. And on the flip side, the other question you were asking was how do you get past that? Well, because we've been listening to the body and listening to the emotions and listening to the mind and willing ourselves into these situations for so long, we need to unlearn all of that, and it's hard. Almost the same way. Say, for example, a drug addict needs to wean themselves off a drug. We need to do the same things with the people that we're tied to. And having said that, once you've slept with someone, you can't ever take it back. So like it'll always kind of be there in the background. But the more you build yourself up spiritually, and get a better understanding of who you are and how much power you actually have and what a good life actually looks like and what love actually looks like. Because most of us are told, oh, love it's a feeling we have. Love is not a feeling; those are emotions. Then we're told, okay, no, love is a romantic state. No, it's not. A romantic state is a fantasy. Love is actually, you treating yourself and treating someone else well, and it's unconditional. But in it being unconditional, once you understand that I need to be in a relationship with somebody who understands what love is and who understands the value of my love, then you can give it unconditionally because you've already set the scene. You know that this person is not going to take it for granted.
Right.
But yeah. But you first need to build yourself up spiritually to a place where you are confident enough in your value to not ever want to compromise and go back to the soulish ways or the carnal ways, if you will.
Right. I'm sorry. Well, first of all, that's all good stuff. And I mean, my head is kind of like swimming because I'm like, okay, like there's so many different levels of this, right?
Yeah.
What I wanted to say is, I think what you were speaking to before is, kind of see what that person is like, right?
Yeah.
Before you engage. I think we're talking about sex before we have sex.
Yes.
Right? Before we do that. Now, given the way kind of society is today, right? We all know that it doesn't really foster an environment of like patience and waiting. I think a lot of people feel like we have to, not that we have to, because it's not like we're doing it against our will, right? But it's kind of like if I don't, what's gonna keep him interested? Or like if I don't, I lose interest. And then I think some women might think if I do, and that should show him how much I love him, right? Like if he's gonna see, how much I love him, and I really want to be with him, and that I'm only, having sex with him. That shouldn't that be enough? And I'm playing devil's advocate,
That's for a friend. I got you. Well, here's how guys think. So, you come to us thinking that if you give us what we want, we're gonna see that as love. Now, in a guy's mind, the way we've been socialized is that if she gives it up soon or quickly, chances are she would do that with pretty much anybody else. Now, the reason why we think that way is because a man has been taught, and I'm talking about men here, not boys. Men have been taught to earn good things. So you want money, earn it, get a job, earn it, start a business. You want a great job, earn it, study, or earn it, learn a skill. So we grow up having to earn the good things in our lives, and when we just get something easily, then the immediate thought usually is that it can't be of great value because it came way too easily.
Right.
In order for me to get the kind of job that I would love, like if if a guy wants to become a senior manager in a company, for example, there's a certain set of steps he's going to have to take to prove his preparedness or his eligibility or his capability for that role. And it should be the same thing for the role of the man in the life or the husband. He first of all needs to know that you understand what a husband does. Then you also need to, create that perception in his mind that you're not going to budge from the standard. If he goes for a job interview, there's a set of questions that he has to answer capably. If he doesn't do so, tough luck. But what tends to happen is, we approach women, we don't meet the criteria, and the woman's also like, yeah, but I feel this way about him. So, and we're in there.
Well, yeah, I think that's what happens. I think that, as a woman, you can have a set of standards, right? But then, and then you meet this person, you meet this man, and you're like, okay, I like him, and then slowly he starts chipping away, at the standard. You're like, all right, but I feel like, I think in my experience, I think with a lot of us, I'm showing you that I'm lowering my standards for you.
Why? Why? Because
I normally don't for you.
We don't believe that. We don't believe it for a second.
So you don't believe it, because I feel like we generally think that way. Like, I don't think we're sitting there trying to put the wool over, his eyes. We generally think like, I think it's like that ride or die mentality. It's like it's ride or die. Like, I'm gonna tell him that I'm gonna stick through this. I'm gonna be there in the end, and then in the end, I'm gonna get my trophy. Like think more highly of myself with him.
No, because I mean, ride or die based on what? On my looks, on my charm, on how I dress. You know what I'm saying? So
based on what? Exactly. I think that is key there. Like ride or die, and I think that happens a lot. We're trying to show so many different things, but then it's like I think even if you kind of waiting it out, and then we're like, why do you all of that? Who's this?
And it's tragic because you were talking about society earlier. Society is the worst benchmark. If you know your worth and if you know your value, then you'll know that most of the time society doesn't see that value and doesn't see that worth. So and even when they do see it, a lot of the time you're viewed as a threat or as an anomaly. It's like, she doesn't really fit in.
Right.
Most of the time, what's happening is people are looking at you and wishing they had what you have, but they're not going to phrase it that way. It's going to be like, how do we get her to misery loves company, pretty much. So it's like, come commiserate with us over here. This is a standard that we're living by. And, we don't need you, living by this set of standards and living a better life than us, pretty much. That's how society views it. And it's the same for guys. A guy will approach a woman that he genuinely sees as wifey material, and he wants to marry her. And then people are going to be on some, no, you should be going for this kind of girl with this kind of hair, with this kind of body, and so on and so forth. And if he's weak-minded, he's going to succumb to that pressure. He's going to go for what they want as opposed to what he needs. And you will always see the results of that in the life that he leads after that. But when you keep yourself, and when we talk about keeping ourselves, I think one of the biggest tragedies is we tend to steer those kind of conversations towards women. Men should be keeping themselves too, because when you settle for a woman who is not on your level, she's going to drag you down. When a woman settles for a man who's not on her level, he's going to drag her down. So, like that yoke needs to be equal. If you're spiritual, is he spiritual? Let's find that out. If you're working, is he working? Let's find that out. If you're conscientious and productive in your workplace, is he the same? Does he pay his bills on time because you pay your bills on time? There needs to be a very consistent, set of benchmarks or criteria that he meets that reflect your values, that reflect your way of life. You can't compromise that, because at some point the feelings are going to fade. The physical attraction is going to fade.
Kofi, and I think too, especially from like the female perspective. Well, one thing that I want to say, I think that's 100% true. Even like myself, right? I was kind of like, are you the man that you want, right? The man that you have in your head that you want, are you that type of woman?
Exactly.
Right? Like, are you? And then I was like, all right, like I have something I have to do it myself. But a lot of women, and I think men too, we kind of want like a bit of a situation, right? Like, like, is everything supposed to be equal? Like, we're all supposed to be equal. You want someone, I think balance them out. So, okay, you don't pay your bills on time, but I have to pay my bills on time. You'll help me pay my bills on time. Is that not?
Well, I mean, we could get to that place, but the thing is, the effort, is he making an effort to, rehabilitate those habits? And if you see that effort, then you can honor that. But if you're going to have to constantly stay on his case about doing the right thing prior to marriage, guess what's going to happen after marriage? You know what I'm saying? So, like that mindset needs to be in place. That and he's not doing it for you. He's doing it for himself.
Right.
Because part of his love for you is ensuring that he does he places himself in a place where he's as little of a burden as possible to you. He's not going to bring things that he could have dealt with ages ago and dump those on you. That's unmanly.
Right.
As a man, he needs to take care of every single thing that he possibly can himself, and then where he needs help, that's where you come in. But if he's just gonna dump everything on your plate, like, I'm too lazy to get a driver's license, so you'll do all the driving. I'm too lazy to get a job, so you can work for the both of us. I'll just stay over here and keep the couch warm. It's yeah. You need to be very, very specific and very clear.
Well, Kofi, I think that first of all, I feel like this is like a topic that can probably go on forever, right? Like different levels. I think basically what I gathered out of this is build up yourself first. Right?
No.
Don't build up yourself first.
Yeah. Don't let yourself burn. Please don't.
No, and when you love yourself, other people will love you.
Yeah. It's even if they don't love you, that's really their problem. You love yourself. And that'll be enough. And the person who's meant to love you will also, see that and appreciate that. We want to be liked so much in this generation.
Yeah.
We want people to approve of us. We want people to you know, and we'll do anything for that. But the reputation is the main thing. The character is the main thing. And once we build character, people don't have to like you, but they can respect you. Right. And when you know, when a man respects you, and for some reason that's a problem with ladies nowadays. Like, don't respect me. I want you to love me. Well, like, you know, before I can love you, I need to respect you.
What do you mean by that? Women say, "Don't respect me." Unpack that.
There's situations where a guy would tell a woman, "Look, I think we should wait. I don't think we should rush into this. I respect you way too much to just like, you know, like take things there this early. Let's get to know each other first." She's on something like, "What? No. Unless you get away? No. You're gonna get this loving, okay?" And it becomes a problem. So yeah, like respect is a big thing.
Yeah. And I just before we get off, I wanted to touch on, because a lot of people are this is the woman that's married, right? This sense of hope still applies.
It does.
So how important is it? I feel like a lot of maybe people are English, if they feel like if I put his needs before mine, like, you know, I'm married, that's my husband. So my job is to make sure he's happy. If he's happy, then I'm happy. Right? Is that
okay? It's not your job to make sure that he's happy. It's your job to play your part. That's your job. So you're his helpmeet. You come in there to help him achieve whatever it is that he's working towards. You know, that's your role. His happiness is a personal choice. Your happiness is a personal choice. And I mean, I like to go back to the story of the noble wife, the good wife in Proverbs 31. She has a life of her own. Her husband is living his life as well. I mean, she's making money, she's running the household, she's running businesses, all of that. He's doing the same. At the end of the day, they both come home and they love each other, you know. But nowadays, it seems like we just want to complete everything for each other. We want to do everything for each other. We can't. We retard our growth when we do that. Right. Grow in your field. Let me grow in mine, and let's help each other grow.
Right.
Let's do that. That gives us more power.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, it's stop looking for people to make you happy. Right? Like, you're for something in somebody else that they can't give you.
They can't. They can't
help you love yourself. They can't help you be happy. Like, those are all things that we're supposed to have in ourselves first. People are, and they get mad and they get angry and they want to leave a person because they're looking for something that person is incapable of giving them. Right?
Never.
Right. Well, this has been everyone enjoyed it. I hope you just I want you to tell us about the books and how to find it. You know, or you can put it in the comments.
Okay. It's available on Amazon, Amazon.com, in soft copy and in hard copy. Yeah, grab a copy. I really suck at selling it.
You don't have to, Kofi. And also, you guys should follow him. His lives are awesome. Like, you go pretty close. I don't know if it's daily, but it's definitely like a couple of days a week, right? If you go live,
Yeah, 5 days a week. Weekends.
5 days. Okay, so yeah, definitely live, ladies, on all the time. And if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments, and I'll see if I can bother Kofi. If I can take them down again, maybe I can get them another time. But thank you so much, Kofi. This was great. I think it was really an awesome conversation. And thank you all so much for being back and watch. I know it was a bit of a roller coaster, but and also replay. Thank you so much, and feel free to comment. I'll definitely bring this conversation outside of this conversation. Thank you, Kofi.
An absolute pleasure. Thanks a lot, ladies.
You have a good day. Good night.